Hi YouTube, how are you doing? I'm doing okay, not too bad. I've got sitting in a little different place here this morning, or not this morning, this afternoon. It's 12:30 here, so yeah. Excuse me a moment. I have my coffee on the floor. My desk is over there, so if I point it this direction whenever I have the energy to switch things around again, it'll all be good. But either way, if you enjoy our chats or what I'm talking about here, it's a lot of times I branch off of what other people are speaking about, and depends what's going on in my life or on the internet. So, cheers, everybody. Hope your day is well. Mm, good stuff. Yum. Um, my sourdough bread turned out so good last night. It was really good, but I didn't just have that. I had made some sweet and sour chicken. I didn't deep fry the chicken. I just cooked it, fried it a little bit in butter, and then drained it and chopped it up and put it in with my vegetables and my sauce that I made and stuff. So it was good. But yeah, I loved my bread, and I had it had two different acidophilus in there, for your gut biome, the natural stuff from the sourdough itself, and then I put some buttermilk in there, which is a double layer of acidophilus for um, health. So anyway, I saw the coolest thing on Facebook this morning. I'm gonna try it. I gotta get another food processor because I blew up my last one. I don't know what I was trying to grind up something. I think it was some meat, and it just didn't want to get with the program. I think I put too much in there at one time, maybe. Just a minute. Stay down. Go on now. Good girl. Um, my cat. So anyway, yeah, but you take slices of dill pickles and you put them in the oven and you dry them, or your food dehydrator if you want. I hate mine because whenever you use it, if it's got something gooey on it, the racks that I have for it, they're so hard to clean. I can't remember the name of the thing that I got, but it's a big round thing with layers of shells, and yeah, they're super hard to clean. So I would just put the sliced pickle real thin, but it looked about an eighth of an inch, and dry them in the oven, then put them in your food processor, make them into a powder, and sprinkle it on popcorn. I thought that sounds good because I like uh I don't know if you know, like ranch flavored sunflower seeds, and they have dill pickle and they have black pepper and all barbecue, all kinds of flavors. And I'm not a big popcorn eater, but once in a while I get in the mood for some, and that sounds so good, especially like on a hot summer day or something like that. Maybe anytime, maybe. So, yeah, I'm not really too sure about what I'm going to talk about today. I guess what's really on my mind is the ability for the human body to endure, the things you can endure physically and emotionally and still remain what I call whole. I mean, of course, I have my battle scars. I jumped into the fire but came out. Maybe not stronger physically, but definitely stronger mentally. So, like when times that I've had like my sad days or um, harder days than what I hoped they would be, I was thinking about the people that are like going to work every day and that repetitive feeling that we get when we're in the same routine every day. And I thought I'd give you a couple ideas of what helped me survive that. Just a minute here. I'll talk to you. If you're in that position, this might interest you. I think the biggest thing is to not fall into the poor me type of situation, um like you're the only person on earth that is going through these hard times. If you remember, like it helped me to remember that I'm just one of millions of people that have to do the same thing to feed ourselves, because like I was talking about yesterday, a lot of people expect, they feel entitled, they are have a certain amount of anger towards the world because they have to make their world go around for themselves. Now, I get it, especially if you're like a single parent or even shared parenting or whatever it is with the kid. I mean, I get it. It can be really really rough. Um, doing it by yourself, especially if you're expected to do many things, and it gets overwhelming at times, like with the housework and teachers' meetings, doctor's appointments with kids, or whatever it is. Even with the other parent in the home, those things can seem daunting at times, but just remember that there's two ways to carry our pain in the world. We either, I mean, don't keep it within yourself where you're going to self harm by not ever expressing what your sorrows are in life. That's not what I'm saying, but to actually keep level minded, like, just don't get into the poor me's so low that you're going to put that on other people. You know, what if, what if you were the cause of somebody else taking their life? I mean, you may not even know the person. You could go in like the store or convenience store, gas station, whatever, and be crabby at somebody that had maybe just lost one of their children or something. Who knows? And you could be crabby with that person. They could even be smiling at first, so you think they're happy, so you're going to break them with your sorrows. Well, and then they go home and kill themselves. Did you intentionally do anything to harm that person? In a sense, yes, you did, you know, because you exhibited your ill feelings on the world when you should have carried that with more strength, honoring other human beings when you're out in this world like that. I mean, it's true. I mean, we all do it, don't get me wrong, or some of us do. Some of us don't. you know, I don't. And when I'm out in public and I'm treated like that, I don't always stay silent. I'm going to say something to you. And most likely, because you are a bully, you're going to be very surprised that you got exposed in a group of people. You know, that's the way I do things. I don't, you know, and there might be a reason why it says, like in the scriptures, that, oh, people say, Paul said women are not supposed to um, preach on the pulpit. That is not what he said, but people will misconstrue actually what he did say. But I used to have a policy where I thought it was always best to pull the person aside and talk to them about my issues with them. But if they are in front of a group of people and what they're doing to that group of people could be harmful to the whole group, I'm probably going to call you out in front of the whole group and make it messy. I mean, I don't want to make it messy. I mean, it doesn't have to be. Say, like, if I said, hey, you could say it like this or that, and then we're doing things as a group. Or it could sound a lot different, and a person might take offense, and then there would be some kind of war, some kind of verbal altercation. I've been known to do these types of things, but I typically would prefer to just pull the person aside and talk to them a little bit about ways they could go about doing things that can make it a lot easier for other people, So I'm not going to just go out there in the world and mindlessly, I guess is what I'm trying to say, um, do the bidding of the dark force, maybe even unknowingly. Some of these crabby ass people are just, they're doing dirty to other people on a daily basis, not even realizing that their little miserable lives are throwing dirt on perfectly clean people that don't deserve that type of treatment. So that's kind of what was on my mind today, people that are still in the workforce and how hard that can actually be at times, and how do we stay happy, how do we conduct ourselves in those types of those feelings like Mondays, going back to work when you didn't have enough rest through the weekend, that type of thing. If you take each day and think, well, I may not be infallible, I'm not unbreakable, but even if I fall down, I do have the ability to get back up, and I do have a happy spot within me at all times that's unbreakable. I mean, even have you ever laughed and cried at the same time? Carried two separate emotions, like a love-hate emotion for somebody that you care about? Yeah, that's an absolute real thing, but how much do you hate them? Are they worth the suffrage, when the good times aren't there? I mean, I'm not saying like average everyday aches and pains or things that are going on. I'm talking about somebody that has a miserable low vibe attached to their soul. When you first meet them, you may not even recognize that. I mean, they could be very social and personable and likable, but then there's this stuff within them. Um, do we just overlook that in people? That's where I'm at. I'm like, there's some people that carry such a anger that it seems like if they can't pour that anger out on other people, they don't feel fulfilled like they're. But the thing is, when you stand up to these bullies like that, they back down. See, when you finally had enough, it's like, mm, see how fast they start backing up when you come towards them when they've crossed that line. So, I don't know. I'm not going to do much today. I really worked hard yesterday doing laundry and all kinds of stuff. So, yeah, was a lot just to we got enough food for today. That's what I'm saying. I'm thankful. Some days you just make enough for the next day, and it's like, that's great, or something quick. But yeah, if you're new here, I only eat once a day. I started doing that until, well, I got kind of sick about 15 years ago. Well, not kind of, extremely, all kinds of things going on, broken bones, operation on my sinuses, allergies that were just an unknown fluke in my blood that the CDC tried to hide the information that I got a microscope about 20 some years ago now, and started really investigating what microbiology was. I was a pretty good scientist and in biology when I was younger, but I amped it up and I started writing articles over on morgellons.org on the care and treatment of that disease and the components, the gestation periods of all of it, and um, what could cure it is a total water transfusion. That's the only thing that actually annihilates that combination bug. But long story, a lot of people stole a lot of my information. It's just like I have videos and articles on the ley lines and monoliths, and there's videos on my channels about all that and the energy that is um, uh, wielded with the different frequency tools that are natural to our planet, such as water and trees and that type of thing, and things that are unnatural, and chemicals and minerals and different things that people that are more knowledgeable about alchemy that can actually, um, if they can't uh, create movement within matter, they still know the mechanics of um, this where we live here. Some people are really wise like that, but they may be wise to some things that they have no power over. They might have an understanding of what it is, but they don't really know um, how to work with it, that type of thing. So, um, saw a woman over on Jason from Archaics saying about how she had this information that was identical to mine that she just came about um, 6, 7 years ago or whatever. I'm thinking, yeah, that's really sweet. I just love when people use me because all this information I'm telling you, I studied in a Blue Lodge of the Freemasons that were connected with the Jesuits, the Shriners, uh, of course, the Catholic Church. All your major religions are affiliated with the Dark Cabal. And I saw the schematics of Project Bluebeam and um, frequency and mind-altering drugs and all kinds of things, and totally with it. It's the mechanics of our world, uh, spiritually, physically, you know, and how they work together or not. So excuse me a moment. Oh, cheers to you. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, I really don't mind people getting out information, but especially like with the Morgellons stuff, the thing that really bothers me about the medical stuff is the people that took my information don't know enough about it scientifically to be able to elaborate on what I actually know as fact. Um, and I could actually help people and give a greater, deeper understanding to the people in the scientific community. But they fucking ignore me and take my shit. And that ends up harming people and not letting my information be even discussed with me so I can explain things about different stages of the shit that's in us, and it's in everybody, depending on whether or not it's activated, or if you activate it, or if the dark force does. There's this thing goes deep, big time deep, because our body is made of organisms such as like coral reef or that type of thing. It's not that we're all so much spiritually connected as we are physically. If you think of each person in the world as a cell in your body, you would think about the world a lot different, maybe, than you do right now. You know, it's not so much that you can actually harm other people. Well, you can if they're unaware of it. But that's the thing. A lot of people aren't aware of how that connection can harm. You know, some of us are, and it's not free, by the way. So, anyway, it's snowing out. It's a little bit. It's trying to snow. I had shared a picture of our shop about, 11 years ago, I think, on my Facebook, and a picture of my youngest son 11 years ago. And there was about a foot of snow on top of the shop. And I think that picture in particular, I think it already had fallen off there once from the weight of the snow slid down. And I think that was the second accumulation that year. So we haven't had barely any snow compared to what it was like that year. But anyway, so if you're interested, anybody here, you're more than welcome to come over to my Facebook. There's some of the people from YouTube here are also friends over on Facebook, and a lot of us have been around for a while and recognize each other's names, if not actually friended each other over there, so we um, can communicate on a deeper level. Yeah, it's a little more personal, maybe, in ways like I will share personal photos of family over there and that type of thing. That, I mean, I've shared them over here too. A lot of people are like, what are you, crazy? You share photos? And I don't much of kids, once in a while. Depends on the kid and the family member and who shared it and what they're all about. Otherwise, and pictures of my kids when they were little or something, or great nieces and nephews and different things that their parents had shared, some of them type of things. But, I'm not one of these that is going to, I wouldn't put my newborn baby out there and give you my address. I'm at the point where my children have children, and I don't care. I mean, I don't, on my way of looking at things is I ran across this video that was saying chosen ones there's somebody outside your house and they have your address, and it could be for good or it could be for bad. And I'm thinking, what are we in fortune tellers out here now? I've always had people that wanted to take my life. Yourself, you ain't gonna do shit to me. You'd be sorry if you came to my house with bad intentions unless you are a deadeye and you blow me away from a distance. Or I mean up close, whatever. I mean, unless you're actually going to just assassinate me, and even then, I don't fucking care. So fear tactics don't work here at all. In fact, that'll really piss me off if you try and do that to me. Then I'll show you what fear is. I will give your nightmares a name. Try it. I can invent some nightmares for you that you didn't think was possible. Or maybe not you, but yeah. Our Russian friend said hi. Hi, Kay. How you doing, old man? Old man. Kid. Young man. Thank you for saying hi. It always makes my day to hear from you all over there. You know, hi to your family too. Hope you're staying warm and safe and all those good things, you know. So, yeah, I just think it's the coolest thing that we can make friends all over the world and communicate and let each other know what's going on in our part of the world and our things that we have that are like and things that are different, and it's pretty cool. I was going to ask, somebody said they were from England, watching me from England. I was going to ask you, now I think this is a joke, but what do you call sourdough over in England? Is it a joke? It's like what we call a biscuit is, I think, your crumpets, and what we call a cookie is like your cake. If I'm not mistaken, there's like some subtle differences in like cooking terms and different things, but I don't know if I did them right. I'll have to look up a recipe. I tried to make mushy peas. I don't think I did it right. I like peas. I'm allergic to them, but I like them. But I don't think they turned out the way. I don't know. Is there only one way to squish a pea, right? Mm, what did I do wrong? I don't know. Or maybe it's what I ate it with. Maybe you have to have the right flavors to go with it or something. I don't know. But yeah, I used to be into really trying to make like traditional meals from different cultures. I mean, all over the place. And then when I found out that I do have, like my grandma was, oh, probably I'm going to say what she was, a third English and, um, oh, a couple other things. But yeah, so yeah, I was looking into different things that my bloodlines might have ate, so yeah, anyway, like we call a wrench and you call spanners, you know, kind of kind of interesting. Just the differences in the English language itself is bloody amazing, you know. Anyway, Yeah, it's just a peaceful, quiet day here. A little bit warmer than it was yesterday. It was 20 below. Today it's 20 above. So next week it's going to be 35 degrees. So that's a few degrees above freezing. Things should be melting. Around February, things around here start, the sun starts shining a lot more towards springtime, of course, but it warms the earth and things start to look like they're going to come alive again. Well, I'm going to get this uploaded. I do appreciate you joining me. I just wanted to touch on that for the people in the workforce that I used to just try not to get unsettled and sad. Don't let the stress of the days become a normal thing within yourself. You have to take enough time to put happy time into your life once a day. I don't care how hard it is. If your kid hates you, your parents hate you, your boss hates you, your spouse hates you, doesn't matter. Go look in the mirror, value yourself, give yourself a smile and a pat on the back, and just know every day, if you keep that one happy spot, just like, God, life sucks, but I'm happy. Is that possible? Yeah. I mean, some people like that sucky feeling and they really suck hard, but, just keep that one happy spot in there every day. And I guarantee just that alone, every time you think that, it takes that frequency of misery down a notch. So, all right, everybody, peace and love from Pine City, Minnesota, USA. Have a good night or day wherever you're at.